monsieur, je lui dis bonsoir. Je m'appelle Comment et ce soir, je suis avec LBT sur LBT TV Radio.
Liberty TV Radio, we dare to lead. This is radio like you never heard before. Liberty TV Radio, the pathfinder for radio. Liberty TV Radio, redefining broadcasting. Listen. You're listening to Liberty TV and Radio. You are listening to Liberty TV Radio. Liberty TV Radio, we dare to lead. This is radio like you never heard before. Liberty TV Radio, the pathfinder for radio. Liberty TV Radio, redefining broadcasting. Listen. You're listening to Liberty TV and Radio. You are listening to Liberty TV Radio.
Oh, yeah, the major for Tola Benjamin. Alabama. Let's get on. Showtime, man. All right, good morning and welcome to the Spurs Buffet on Elegbete TV Radio. My name is Idafe Matthias. You're gonna love to come in the Elegbete one of spots. Let me bring this chair down a bit. Okay, so it's Monday morning and it is time for us to get back into the conversation on sports. Yeah, we're still, if you're a Nigerian, whether you are back home here in Nigeria or you're abroad, we're still anxiously waiting for the result of the election. Hey, Jose Digalo, how you doing? Man, our guys scoring goals like goals are going out of fashion. It's like in Saudi Arabia and I inform currently the that guy is banging the goals like I don't want him. May not come and say he want retire. I'll get problem with him. And I will get what's it called? Jose, just tell him. He'll tell me say he want retire and I'll get problem with him. Having said that, Diogalo scored 4 goals in the finals of the Asian Cup. Again, last time he scored in the finals. Now again, he scored again. You know, they just came back from playing in the finals of the World Club Championship, losing to Real Madrid 4-2. That wouldn't, I mean, you won't feel bad losing to Real Madrid and then winning the Asia Cup again in Doha was fantastic. And I must make mention of Omar Katuba traveling around the globe, doing what you know he's doing. It's great. You don't know how expensive what he's doing is until you decide to do it. Like I was talking to him the other day, I said, all this money you're spending is enough for you to buy a car and send over here and try to sell, you know. But at the end of the day, this is your passion. Focus on it and do what you love doing. Eventually, it will pay off. It's a gamble, though. Sometimes it doesn't work. I mean, I found that out when I tried to do the Super Eagles documentary. We didn't qualify for the World Cup and we lost $1 million. And it's painful, but that's life. I mean, if we didn't do it, I would have a story to tell. So it's one of those things that you just have to do so that you have a story to tell. Having said that, it is crazy. It is crazy. Okay. Oh God, somebody's angry with Inter Milan. Yeah, I'll come to that later. Inter Milan not winning is good. I told you last time that the next game that Inter Milan is going to play, I'm expecting them not to win. And exactly that is what happened. So why are you getting angry? I beg you, obey me. Inter Milan obey me. So I'm happy with that. Now the Italian league is. I don't think I'm jinxing it, but I just think it's all but one. I don't know about you guys, but I think the Italian Serie A is all but won by Napoli already. They are just going to go through the normal motions of doing what they do. But when you see Monaco playing against Nice is not an easy side. I agree that Monaco are playing home, and it is shocking to see them lose 3 goals to nothing. Come on, That's really not good. But we have a team that have Terry Murphy. For me, I will bet against them. And Terry Murphy banging 2 goals, the first and the second. And then what's his name now? He assisted his strike partner. You see, it's a good business already. Very good business already to have them. He assisted the midfielder Turin, to score the 3rd goal to make it 3-0 against Monaco. Sad for you who bet on Monaco to win, but hey, as far as football is concerned, these things are good. And the fact that there's a Nigerian there on that team, I don't have a problem with Monaco losing. Paris Saint-Germain won 3-0 against Olympique de Marseille. You expect that anyway. AC Milan found a way to win 2-0 against Atalanta. So if you look at one of the things you now need to look at, let's look at the structure of that league table first, so we know where we stand in all of this. It is as it is today. Don't forget that similar scoring goes goals are going out of fashion. They've all played 24 matches, apart from AS Roma and Lazio and a few other teams 23. But the 2 top teams have all played 24 matches. Napoli have won 21, drawn 2, lost 1. Inter Milan, on the other hand, have won 15, drawn 2, lost 7. And what they have goal for, Napoli have scored 58 goals, considered 15. Inter Milan have scored 44, considered 28. Inter Milan have 47 points. In the last 5 matches, they've drawn 1, lost 1, and won 3. Last 5 matches, it showed the whole season. Napoli have lost only 1 and drawn 2. So they are 65 points right now. 18 clear points, if I'm not mistaken, over Inter Milan. We can safely now say that they are champions, but there is still a lot of games to go. Okay, there's still a lot of games to go. So we would keep fingers crossed and hope that at the end of the day, that 14 more games to go, if I'm not mistaken. 14 games times 3 will give you 42 points more, if I'm not mistaken. Right? Yeah, 42 points. And so they still have to keep playing and keep pushing. But it would take a disaster for Inter Milan not to win the league title. And the top scorer race, okay, what is beautiful is, I remember Lookman saying he will catch Osimhen, and that got Osimhen into, I think, an angry mood, because Osimhen has scored consecutively in 8 matches now, and now he's on 19 goals, and Lookman is still stuck in 12. Even Lautaro Martinez have caught up with him and overtaken him with 1. It's Inter Milan, Argentine's World Cup winning player, and it's now in 2nd position, while Ademola Lookman is in 3rd position. Well, even if he ends up not scoring any more goal, I expect him to score though. But even if he doesn't, I think he would still consider himself to have had a great season. He's not a striker, he's a winger. To score 12 goals in the very, very tactical Italian Serie A, it's not easy. There are only 5 players in double figure. Stella have 10 goals. Zola from Spezia have 11 goals. Lookman in Atlanta have 12 goals. Martinez have 13 goals, and Victor Osimhen stand alone with 19 goals. And let's not forget that Victor Osimhen also have 3 assists to his name, so that's a very good one. And you look at, let's go back to the standing. There's something I want to show out here. If you judge the league by home form, Napoli will still be on top. At home, Napoli have played 11 home games, won 10, drawn 1. Inter Milan have played 12 home games, won 10, drawn 2. So Napoli are still on top of that one. If you judge it by away form, nobody's on their level. On the road, they've played 13, they've won 11, drawn 1, and lost 1. So at home, they've not lost, they've only drawn 1 game. So overall, that's the reason why they are where they are. Somebody should give some flowers to the coach and the entire players and management of Napoli for what they've been able to achieve. It's been a long time coming. They've been coming nearly from Maurizio Sarri till now. But finally, they got it going, and it's good for them. Well, in Germany, Union Berlin were taken to the cleaners by oppressor general Bayern Munich Well, they will not be happy that I'm calling them that one. They are our partners, but just use it for the sake of the show. Oppressor General Bayern Munich, the super denominator, the Optimus Prime of the German Bundesliga. They are in top position. Union Berlin has gone third because they lost, and somehow Borussia Dortmund won. So Borussia Dortmund are 3 points over them now. Yeah, so even though Borussia Dortmund and Bayern are on 46 points, and they will be hoping that this, something just happened, Bayern loses it. I'm feeling like this is a season where Bayern will not win it, but you never can tell. That's just the basic truth about it. You never can tell. So let's keep our fingers crossed. It is 22 games played. They still have more to go. Remember that the German Bundesliga is not a 20-team league. Remember that, for instance, we should always put our minds there and see how it goes. Well, in the French Ligue 1, where somebody is angry that Monaco did not win, Paris Saint-Germain won their game 3-0 away at Marseille, Olympique de Marseille, as they are called. Goals from Kylian Mbappe, Lionel Messi was enough to make it happen. It's a goal in between, sandwich in between Kylian Mbappe's double for Messi, 25th, 29th, and 55th minute was all it took for Paris Saint-Germain to win that game 3-0. Now let's look at the standings in the French Ligue 1. Remember, it was a battle of the two teams at the top, and not like if Marseille had won at home, they would have overtaken them. They were still going to be top there. Before this game, they were 57 points, and Marseille needed to win to go to 55. But then with this win, the Paris Saint-Germain has gone to 60 points, keeping clear distance, 25 games played. But let's look at the top scorer chart. There's something interesting there that we need to look at. Kylian Mbappe has come back to the top again after going out injured, and all of a sudden Folarin Balogun came to the top with Reims, and even David was there as well with Lille, but now with the double, he's come back to the top. Terry Murphy of Nice have 14 goals to his name, coming back from the double. He was on 12 goals before, and then he scored double and created an assist. And then again, it would interest you that this is the first time this season that Terry Murphy is creating an assist for anybody. Kylian Mbappe have 17 goals with 3 assists. David have 15 goals with 4 assists. Folarin Balogun have 15 goals and 1 assist. He needs to keep scoring and score a lot more goals. Paris Saint-Germain's Lionel Messi have 12 goals, 12 assists. Neymar have 13 goals, 11 assists. What a team Paris Saint-Germain have in their hand, where you have all frontmen in double figures. Only Mbappe does not have double figure in assists, but then you already know why they're on top of the league table. Well, yesterday we saw Tottenham Hotspur, continue the sufferings of Chelsea. Chelsea lost 2-0 to Tottenham Hotspur, but there are some things that we need to look at when we look at the Premier League table. There is not a team in the Premier League right now that have 5 straight wins in their last 5 games. The most informed team happens to be Tottenham Hotspur. That's why they've gone from 6th, 5th to 4th, and all of a sudden you have Newcastle in 5th position. But then Tottenham Hotspur have played more games than a lot of teams. Them and Man City have played 25 games. So if Newcastle can find a way to win the 2 outstanding game in hand is always not point on the table. That's something you should know. But if they can, then they will go above Tottenham Hotspur, and Tottenham Hotspur will come to 5th. Fulham have, been the team of the season. Liverpool have 2 games in hand, but they drew with Crystal Palace this weekend. It didn't help them. They would have gone to 38, for instance, if they had won that game. And then they'll be saying the 2 games in hand, if they win it, probably would help them to 44 points. But hey, they didn't do that. So it's difficult for you to mention Liverpool in the top 4 conversation. The only good thing with Liverpool is they have left Chelsea behind. Okay, they are now in 7th position, still have a hope of making it into the top 4, but Chelsea are closer to the relegation than the top of the table as it is right now. And for those who say I'm lying, well, let's look at it from this angle. They are 26 points, if I'm not mistaken. No, they are not. They are 26 points behind us now, but they are 13 points above Southampton. So they are closer to relegation actually than they are to the team at the top of the league table. 601 million spent this season. My question is, after all this talk, what is the right time, or when is the right time to sack Graham Potter? It is not obviously clear that no matter what happens, Graham Potter cannot handle this team. Give him all the time in this world, he will not be able to handle the team. So in your own opinion, in your own words, what's the right time? Wait till the end of the season, and then so that a new coach comes in and start from the beginning, start from scratch, and start the rebuild. Probably a rebuild that will take 3 seasons, like we've seen with Arsenal, or a rebuild that will take 4 or 5 seasons. Remember, let me put some caveats, some clauses to this rebuild at Chelsea. Now, Newcastle owners are looking at their team and saying, yeah, Eddie Howe have done well. We lost the Carabao Cup. I'm going to talk about that later. But we've done well so far. They might not make the top 4. Newcastle might not make the top 4. But, it's also possible that they will make it because the team ahead of them is Tottenham Hotspur. You know how they know how to bottle. Conte will come back now and things might change. Okay? So, let's say hypothetically, the Newcastle owners decide we want to spend big. We want to bring in the big boys now. We've done well with the average and we see where it can take us to. You can't get past this. We need to get Allen and Maximum and Co. Some of them flush them out. Joe Willock, all of them go out. Let's bring in the big boys and do the Galactical spending. And so that team become a competing team. Again, Manchester United also favorite to win the title next season. But then if Man City does not win this league title, it means that they will come in big to want to win it. Okay, so it's Manchester United and Man City also favorite to win the title next season. And I'm just laying the cards on the table. Hopefully, Liverpool might also come in. Arsenal is there. Arsenal will spend another 150 to 250 in the summer to make sure they either sustain their position as defending champions or coming close, coming second, and then wanting to go for another try at it, as the case may be. Now, where does that leave Chelsea? That leaves Chelsea with, you need to plan. You need to get a coach who can come in and hit the ground running immediately. As good as the money that they've spent, you would also agree with me that Chelsea really does not have certain areas covered. Their center-back is still not perfect yet. I like some players that I see there. Their goalkeeping area, they have only one goalkeeper, and they don't have a striker. To be very, very honest, Chelsea doesn't have a striker. I don't care what anybody says about all the players that they've assembled together. Chelsea does not have a striker. Whether it is the Jaffelis loan deal, whether it's the dead Aubameyang, who when you sign him, you don't go to the Champions League, or whoever they have, Havertz or whatever, they don't have a striker. So they need to fix those problems. It might take more than one window or 2. By then, one season is gone again, and the new coach might be facing issues. So what do you think? When do you think is the right time to fire Graham Potter? All of that is what I need you to say. Now let's go to the Carabao Cup. Well, before the match, I said it's going to be one of those easiest games to win because English coaches don't win you titles. So when you have an English coach on the bench of a team, you're most likely sure in the final that they're not going to win it. I wasn't surprised when Casemiro headed them, Manchester United into the lead, and then scrappy, but it was a goal. The second goal came in as Rashford ran into that ball for Wargers, and it was 2-0. At that point, I told people that were around me that nothing is going to change. This scoreline is not going to change. They are going to labor. They that labor for Newcastle, they are going to labor in vain because they cannot change the time. And Man United might not score more, but this is where it ends. And that's exactly how it ended. 2-0. Manchester United are Carabao Cup champions. Even Sir Alex Ferguson was celebrating like he was the one who tactically masterminded the victory. Now, if you look carefully, it's gone 6 years. Okay, 6 years since the last won something, and they've now won one. And, the years move very, very fast. I just hope that this is the beginning of something new. I'm thinking that Manchester United are in the title race next season. Even this season, they are not completely out of it yet, but I am thinking they are in the title race next season. Now, let me come to you guys. I know what you think about all that went down over the weekend. Let's not forget. Let's not pretend that it did not happen. Barcelona lost to Almeria. Yes. Just when we think that was the worst thing that could happen. Liverpool draw with Crystal Palace at well. So Chelsea lost. Tottenham Hotspur beat them 2-0, but Liverpool can find a win. Arsenal, okay, after having a torrid last 5 games, they are beginning to scrape it back, okay, from a losing position last Saturday against Aston Villa. They came back to win, score goal well, and won. Then they went to, a place. King Power Stadium is not really a place that is easy, even though the Leicester City team are not doing too well. But then they went there, scored a goal, defended well. They were scrappy at times, but they defended well, kept a clean sheet, and won by a single goal. Sometimes when you look back, you would say to yourself, this is the day that Arsenal won the league title. That is if they eventually go on to win the league. Just like when you look at Napoli, you will say, on that day they beat Juventus 5-1 or so. That was the day that they won the Italian Serie A, because from that moment on, they showed that, okay, they can dig in with the big boys no matter what. Even though they lost to Inter Milan, they could say to themselves, yes, on this day, we won. So I think that Arsenal could look at this Leicester City game and say, this was the day our season turned around. Looks like Manchester City are now in that space where they keep running. I just hope that the rest of the opposition does not come out playing, Man City struggle when you don't play the high line against them. Nobody plays high line against Pep Guardiola and succeed, okay? If you sit deep, double path, put the low block, sometimes they struggle. They played against an opposition that tried to play the high line, and it was a jolly good day for them. 4-1, okay? But all that said, I want to hear from you. I've said my piece, the things that I noticed over the weekend, my observation. While we're still waiting for presidential result, we know that the APC have won the Ekiti side already. The other part, what I would advise people is don't share results that are not confirmed. Don't create the whole atmosphere, the whole society is very tense, and everybody is hanging on to one thing or the other. People are looking for things that are not even annoying to provoke them. I put a comment on Aki Alabi's post, and somebody just came in and dragging what happened in Brilla back in the day. That's to tell you how angry people are right now. But it's something I always say to people: election, anybody that is eligible to contest is also eligible to win. If the person does not win, if the person does not win, there's a problem. But then at the end of the day, results are not over until you get the final result. I think that everybody on the ballot have a chance to be president. Again, there's something I just want to put out there to everybody. If your candidate no win, not go they destroy things, because your candidate himself they destroy things. There are legitimate ways, and Obi is a very good example. Obi did not win his state election. He went to court and he won in the court. And before you say, Nigerian judiciary system made it work, many people have won their mandates in court. What you can do if you are in touch with your candidates, coordinators, or whatever, everywhere you have empirical evidence to prove that there is rigging, there is distortion of the result based on what you have evidentially, send it to them so that they can have enough evidence and enough materials to go to court. But if you go on social media and begin to insult people, you go on the street and begin to destroy things, if they catch you, beat you, you go suffer for nothing. I always ask one guy on Twitter yesterday, I saw this one where you did here, so where is your candidate children? Your candidate a single person, you don't get children. Where the children, why they not there here, they make this same noise? They see, nobody wants a bad Nigeria. Everybody wants a better Nigeria. Our perspective might be different. You might be saying 6, I might be saying 9. They are all numbers. Let's understand that. They are all numbers. So whether it is tom-tom rap, whether it's zebra crossing, there are stripes. it's just the way I say it. So we are the ones, the same Nigerians. We should not start fighting ourselves, making enemies just because we think that one candidate is superior to the other. I don't believe in that anyway. Well, having said that, let's come back to sports. And let me start my reading as usual from Instagram, because they accuse me that I see YouTube people as my family. And I will always say that because YouTube is the place that supports my business. Instagram does not. Instagram is not business to me. It's just, okay, let's keep this audience going. OZ Igalo, say good morning, my Oga. And I'm your Oga. If I'm your Oga, if I don't come here. Akbaz Baba, okay. He said today that everything we go discuss, election alongside football. Yes, everything goes today. He said, Amigo Bros, waiting they play based on the election matter. When they wait for INEC, with the weight. Beavers, now our first time of using it. So we are facing the normal challenge that comes with technology and network. And you know, the way I see some people get angry, and I've been watching, you know, I hardly watch, but I've been watching CNN, channels Arise and the rest. And I see some people on TV, the way they say things, they could inflame people. They should understand how tense the environment is. The way they criticize the INEC and all that. Sometimes I'm wondering, now this same network won't until they do in banking. Well, our bank, as I talk, I know how much of my money they hang when they never reverse. Okay. We all know that. And this same network, now with the bank on. It's not like Nigeria get one special satellite where the whole beaver is a bank on. Right? So it's the same network. We would have this sitting problem. Let's just be patient. That's all I can say. And as perfect as the American system is, the election result took some number of days as well for the final result to be called. Yes, our own might be slower, but let's be patient. That's, see, I'm not of your advice to pass on. Patience is key right now. Okay? Akpaz might say, now Ogun fire Barcelona. I lose my bet, Abaka and I cause Sam. Sorry. Ogun didn't do anything. Yeah. Ogun not lazy. Benin people don't use Ogun. Ogun not working. Ogun not lazy. Ogun don't lose power. You don't get stroke. Because Benin people don't use Ogun kill. Ogun don't run around. You don't faint. You can't paralyze. Ogun, as I don't think Ogun they don't come out. Official AK Odense, it's been a while. He said, you said Inter Milan instead of Napoli. You said Inter Milan instead of Napoli. I don't understand. Okay, maybe a mistake. Sorry. But so far you know that. Spiral Bags. Good morning, Elevator One of Sports. Thank you very much. Good morning to you. Sir Vicky Victor Malolu. How are you? He said, I'm happy for Sime. The guy is deadly goal. He's a deadly goal poacher. Yes, I agree with you on that one. I like the fact that the brother can't stop scoring. He's just banging in the goals on a regular basis. 69 Lima, he said fire Potter now. It's a bottomless pit for Chelsea with Potter in charge. Jesus Christ. All these church children. Savik, he said Potter's sack is overdue. This is the time for him to be kicked out. Don't you guys miss Roman Abramovich? Like, first off, Roman Abramovich will not even employ Potter sharp. But don't you guys miss him? You know, this kind of money now. No, he's not going to raise money. Yesterday evening, you know, you have mutual understanding, the sack. We're going to talk about the settlement now, the payoff and all that. And wait, who the hell signed a contract with Graham Potter and his severance package is 48 million? I don't understand. Who is Graham Potter? What did they give at that time? He never reached to be manager. I know the head coach. Wow. Even this Ateta, what a fair player and head coach be before they can regularize the paperwork. 48 million for Graham Potter. There is no way Graham Potter will even like to win match. If the reason I say, if I do on this job, I'm not going to get that money quick. If they sack me, I get 48 million. Oh boy, you go quick. You go to select your players to the lose. 48 million, you know what I mean? So footballers not going to come out from a 20 years career with 48 million pounds saved in the bank. Oh, if you be Potter, you go win match. But let's even talk about it a bit. If you are Graham Potter, you know that you need to spend 6 years to accumulate 48 million. But if you keep losing and they sack you now, you will get that 48 million. Now, you know, they would schedule the payment anyway, but you will get it quicker. What do you go do? Let's be honest. So more than they feel so Igbo people, then they do why you. Let's be honest. So I think he said Potter case was similar to David Moyes when he took over Man U. He said the Man U shoe size is oversized for him. Well, that one is oversized for anybody. But Moyes even did better. Moyes ended his 7th. That is Sokoma. Moyes, he ended his 7th. This one, hey, Ebuka 19 say good morning, my boss. Good morning to you. Ella Bay, you just call it just a smile for your DP picture. Roman won't sign Potter. He said won't sign Potter. Chelsea will be doing well. I agree with you. Roman would never sign a coach like Graham Potter. Or what Graham? Like, no, I don't understand. What Graham? Sign Potter for what? What's the Potter? What's the Potter the pot? Where pot go? And I'm mobile. No pot, nothing. Well, on YouTube, my family people, they are here with me. So let's have a family conversation. I'm doing a regular question. Good morning, boss. Good morning to you. What are the say congratulations to Manchester United for winning the Carabao Cup. Let me talk now. I don't need to talk about winning the Carabao Cup yesterday. He said person go start from small before he reach up. Ateta self win FA Cup when he starts. FA Cup not be small. Look. I agree that Carabao Cup is small, but FA Cup not compare our FA Cup with this Man United Carabao Cup. I beg. God's will, Obukomena, Awari, Semigwa Bros, Brendo, Monaco, and Inter are cancelled for life from any of my betting tickets. Inter Milan will win next week. I'll guarantee you that. Monaco will win next week. And then they do bet like that. If you do bet like that, you're not going to ever win money. It's another team when you want to pick next week now, I going to make you lose. So don't do like that. Teams that will win next week, guaranteed win. Inter Milan, Monaco, Barcelona, all guaranteed win. So if you want to bet their next game, they win on their next game. They win their next game, immediate next game. So you have to bet on those people. Okay. Lord Mayor, Secretary's boss, so you, the line what you say is, Lookman made that statement, he has not scored, no, he has scored one. Since he made that statement, he has not scored then. No, he scored one. After making that statement, he scored one and assist one. Okay, Lord Mayor, say congratulations on my fans, but not only that cup will now go see this season. No, don't be too sure. Man U is the best team in the Premier League currently, right now. Right now, they're the best team. They're very balanced. They're good. The attacks still need maybe one or two players, and I think that Man United might sign Osimhen next season. I'm thinking so. I'm not saying so. Don't go and say it if I say so. I'm thinking so. But, you know, the money. The next round draw of the Champions League might pitch Real Madrid against Napoli. And for one ominous reason like this, one ominous, stupid, Momo village people reason like this, my mind is telling me that Napoli will knock out Real Madrid and go on to win the Champions League. I give up. That time, Osimhen will now be 200 to 250 million. I don't know if Man United go buy him. I don't know. Maybe Newcastle will now go and buy him. I don't know. I just talk. We could just look at like that first. Okay. Lord Mayor said Napoli coach have done very well. Part of my top 5 contender of FIFA coach of the year. I also have him on my top 5 as well. Okay. And then Awari says, I know Yamo, if I did, I not go against your word. Lord Mayor, he said, Obi delete Tinubu for total number of votes in Lagos, but Tinubu win more local government. Okay, we want to go to this now. This is what I call Hillary Clinton votes. You win the people's votes, but you lose electoral college. I don't know. You know, there's this so 2/3, 25% stuff that they talk about. Let's see how it goes. I'm not say election is strategy. That's one of the things that I know. I'm not a politician. I cannot give opinion on politics because it's not an authoritative one. I can give a football opinion and I'll go to sleep and I say, if you don't like it, go and die. Kill yourself. That's your business. But when it comes to politics, I'm observing and learning. And it's going to take time because especially the worst place to learn about politics is in Nigeria. But then again, if you can learn in Nigeria and understand politics from Nigeria, there is no way again you will not understand. Let me go to Instagram and see. Chooks_EA. He says, good morning, Elebete. Good morning. I'm reporting live from my office with one eye looking for customers and one eye looking at for possible danger. Well done, sir. There is definitely not going to be danger. I think that one of the things that I say is, yeah, there's going to be all those pocket disturbances, but as we continue to go, compared to 1999, compared to 2003, 2007, 2011, 2015, our electionary process would keep getting better. And one day we'll wake up and just find out that you just go to polling unit, you vote, and you go home. You are very sure that the result will be taken care of. Those people who think that this year's election have been bad, they are either having amnesia or they've not been following the elections. I have been voting since I turned 18. I can say jolly well that we have been doing way better than than we have done before. Yes, there's going to be some people who disagree with me. Yeah, you can disagree, but we are getting better. That's all I can say. Okay. Lord Mayor say, okay, that I've read that one. And then he went on to say Newcastle just tried second half, but their first half was like they were not ready for the finals. I said they be when you get English coach. I said they always be English coach, they always be like that. I understand. Michael Eleta, you said you were going to come to the office. I'm still waiting to see you. He said, congrats to United. Ten Hag left the cup. And I'm sure you want to say lift. Left the cup. Okay, in the press conference, I was told to come back for it. He joked that even if he left it, they would soon get another one. Gosh, United has finally got their man. Okay. I think you're right. These guys greetings, Sha. Add your message together instead of this half stuff, man. I retire. I don't want to talk now to say people spend that time, watch me at the sudden. But it's sad. We have a show, focus on the show, the greetings. And I'm not saying don't greet, but it's not what we need. Let's have a conversation. Let the show be exciting. That's all. Okay, even the algorithm going to look Nigerians. Nigerians when I greet to shoot. Okay, when I say we greeting. Michael, I want to say this guy's greeting, Sha. Add your message together instead of this half stuff. This is why bros usually read few, gets tired and goes to Instagram. This isn't a chat, but a comment section. Thank you very much. Let me say, fifth assist is a fantastic season for them. That's Newcastle you're talking about. And then when I say, boss, do you think Glazers will sell Man U again? Now they are seeing progress in Man U. If I buy a club for 800 million, right? And in the, I think it's about over 15 years now, if I'm not mistaken, in the period where I bought the club, I have also made money through sponsorship and all that. Let's say plus or minus, I spent 2 billion. And I put that product out in the market for 6 billion. And somebody is miserable enough to say they want to spend the 6 billion to buy it. I will sell. Because if they sell now, they will go down in history as one of a very few elite group of people who bought a football club and made profit out of it. Football club does not bring profit to people who buy it. Yes, quote me on this one. I've researched it. I know people don't make profit. People get broke running football club. So if they get a buyer, I mean, I'll be fine. Look at Mike Ashley, for instance. After selling Newcastle 300 or 400 million, look at what he has spent since he bought the club. You know that not really made profit. Okay, football club is not really as profitable, especially in Europe, as it is maybe as most franchises are profitable in the US. But it's just a business. I always say that football club in Europe is money laundering. That's all. That's my opinion. You can disagree with it. I accept it. So if anybody brings in 6 billion, and I told you guys here the other time that Jeff, the British guy that owns this, that owns part of Formula One, that says he wants to buy Man United, is just joking. He's not going to buy it. People said, I don't know what I'm saying, that he's the richest man in the UK. That's another Bernie Sanders contesting for American presidential election. You know from the beginning he's not going to win, but it's just there. We have our own here in Nigeria. His name is Showore. Happens to be my friend anyway. For one, I will give Showore credit for bombarding my WhatsApp with messages. Jesus Christ, that guy did forward message. He did try. It's just that I would have loved for him to go to Senate because people like Showore should be our own Malema, right? Showore is in the Senate. Senate will get content. Senate alone will get YouTube channel. There will be Nigerian Senate YouTube channel. He go trend. Okay, but hey, chose presidency. Fortunately, I don't think there's a day is going to come where we will see him as president. Not because he's not good, but Nigeria, we don't put our mouth where, we don't match our action with our words. We want you to, we'll still go vote for old people. Okay, let's go further down. Let me say, boss, do you think Glazer? Okay, I've read that one. Hola, Matthew. How are you doing? He said, Chelsea should wait till the summer before sacking Potter. If they sack him now, the interim coach might even do worse then than he's doing. Nobody can do worse than he's doing abroad. 2 wins in 15 games. What are you saying? What is worse than that one? The only reason Chelsea are still in 10th position is that the people at the bottom are not winning matches consistently. Right now, Chelsea is supposed to be 18th position. What are we saying here? Chelsea have lost 13 games this season, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, make I check again, make I confirm before to say I don't go give a bogus statement. Chelsea are losing games like losing is now an achievement. True. Okay, Chelsea have lost 9, draw 7. And as at 24, I can't remember at any time, as at 24 games played, Chelsea have won only 8. And then they've considered more goals than they've scored. 23 goals they've scored this season, consider 25. No, who will come and do what? Anybody cannot come and do what? Even if they put his assistant in charge now, the assistant will do better. Nobody's going to come and do what. They should, but they leave the chat. When they leave and they make it, when they don't face relegation battle, I go no say waiting to the end of the season, I'll be good with. Well, Odin Rebecca came and said today is the right time to fire him. Charles EO, he said, Bros Daffy, I greet you. Put aside 5-year contract. Them no fit Saka. Who tell you say they no fit Saka? I don't know where you're getting these opinions from. They no fit Saka how? Okay, the Jabiona. He said, this financial angle you carry enter this matter. So last sense no go kill you. But that's why I say to I think the man will just look and say 48 million. Why do I wait for 5 years to make 48 million? Why I not going to go for saver? But if I just keep the lose like this, now they lose. Just stand there like low budget Chuck Norris, as my younger brother said, and lose match, reach one stage. So okay, can't go say go for my bag of money. I know now 5 years we agree now. I don't tell you say the first year I go win anything for you now. I for not achieve in 5 years time. I for win Champions League. Since you are sacking me, let me get my bag of money. My Osusu. But I need to say white people they do all those kinds of things. They do. Okay? So that could just happen. Well, let's see. The other one is say, what more can one say about Chelsea and Liverpool? Waffle. And then he went on to say, Potter no fit mold that Chelsea team. Oh, I agree with you. Chelsea. He said FA Cup and Carabao Cup. Nah, the same team, boss. Cup. No, they are not the same team. Nah. No, they are not the same. FA Cup is different. FA Cup, you are competing against 96 teams. Carabao Cup, now cup when we say some small teams, they're supposed to ban all the big teams in England from playing in that competition. They're not the same thing. That's a competition you use your small children to play. That's not the same thing. FA Cup have prestige. Carabao Cup not get prestige. Cup. Now, but that cup they get 300. Which kind of cup that? No, which kind of cup? Cup we get 300 now, but that cup. What did you do that? Oh God. Let's see. If the engineer make that cup for you now, for your house, you one some person will tell you your cup get 300. The person don't look and say, when I juju they use cup the serve, I mean, and normal human being they use that water. I bet that be better couple. The other is saying that him suppose page Chelsea the severance so now because he don't severe Chelsea life well. It's a Patrick and dodgy come the show now. Before the show starts, it's a Patrick don't do any wait for everybody. So we can't brag about Liverpool. How Liverpool win quadruple. How Liverpool did what yesterday. How they did that one. Now side whisper. You don't call your great people. You don't disappear. It's about to say good morning, everyone. I said not that one. So you go disappear now. You don't go come again. But do you remember? He said if I be Potter, I not go win match. True. 48 million. Yeah. It's about to say please. I go kill myself with greeting. It's a live show and. This is how I was raised. Thanks. Make una nervous. Not kill yourself with greeting. That's how Liverpool they win. You know you greet like this. So, as Patrick went on to say, Ten Hag is really giving me nightmares. Liverpool just they do like catfish with no sweet. Jesus Christ. Where are they get all this una phrase from? Well, Deji, this is what Deji Abiona have to say. He said, low budget shop no risk. Please, I need to start listening to your brother. Yes, low budget Chuck Norris. He said, I need to start listening to your brother. He didn't believe. He did for KUFM. KUFM. Right? And then Ibrahim Abiola says, good morning, boss. Happy new week. No disrespect to Chelsea, but me, I no one made them sack Potter yet. Make them dash us our second 3 point first. So they fit sack after that. Which team be your team? But tell us more, we know where you do for this matter. As a Patrick say, I need to hide, I don't get anything to talk. I like that. So let's talk about Jake Paul as we go run towards the end of the show. I said I was going to save that for the end. You know how the British people felt Jake Paul was spoiling boxing. And the way they call him a YouTube boxer. So it's not really a YouTube boxer. What Jake Paul did, and I'm going to explain it in my own way because it's also the route that I am taking. I want to improve sports in Nigeria. And I've offered myself to a lot of clubs, like almost every club in the Nigerian Professional Football League, or Nigeria, as it is called, to the Nigeria Premier Football League. That's the new name now. I have offered my services to them. For some, say pro bono, just provide me accommodation, and I work pro bono for 1 year. If you like the work, you start paying me subsequently. And everybody's turned it down. And I decided, you know what? Go to YouTube, go and make yourself, go and make your numbers big, make yourself big, make everybody have interest in what you're doing, and then come back and make that same offer for pay. And I think that's exactly what Jake Paul have done. Jake Paul, you could tell that from the get-go, he always wanted to be a boxer. Probably he's one of those, because if you look at his build, his physique, you know that he's that kind of person that look, let me use a word I would normally use on the streets and worry. He look bad, not look bad in Abuja, like look like bad weather. Like it doesn't look like somebody who can build muscle, who can really get in the shindig, who's got the skin in the game. So what he did was, okay, as he started growing older, YouTube opportunity came, he built an empire. Because if you have 20 million subscribers, I'm sorry to say, I don't care who you are, it's an industry that I'm in, and I could have a say on it. If you have 20 million subscribers on YouTube, that's an empire. You can take it to do anything. You can use it to do anything. He now decided, you know what, this boxing, which is my first love, just the same way Nigerian football growth, development is my first love. All this old being in the media, that's on the road, the Red Sea, the wilderness to Jordan. My Jordan is being able to scale up Nigerian football. That's my own Jordan, right? So now I decided, okay, I'm going to go into boxing, and I'm going to go on my terms. But especially British people don't like him. So what he does is, he does his show, and in front of 20 million people, call out all the boxers. He saw them, and then some can't take it, they strike back. And he said, okay, let's not insult each other. Let's get in on the ring. But some people don't like it. Like throughout last week, 2 weeks, you know, the British media is filled with, because the Boxing Board of Control, WBC, IBF, they said if he win against Tommy Fury, they will rank him. So it will be among the top 50 boxers in the world. So he can compete for any belt. And they did not like it. So this was the campaign. They told Tommy Fury, I mean, on Talk Sports, I heard that one, partners. They said, if Tommy Fury does not, they even said it this morning again, Tommy Fury does not win, the family will forget him in Saudi Arabia. They will abandon him and lock him up in a jail in Saudi Arabia. Well, what a burden to put on somebody's shoulder. But thank God he won, right? He won in a split decision. And the headlines this morning was, Tommy Fury saved boxing, because they don't want a YouTuber. Because their fear is, once this happens, another person will now grow his number to 50 million and say he wants to be in boxing. The good thing is, Tommy Fury does not make as much. Even though he won, he made 5 million. And what's it called? Jake made 50 million. There is a clause for a rematch. In 4 months' time, there's going to be a rematch. And the fight went all the way to the 8th round. It's a 3 minutes a round, 8th round, not 12th round. And somehow, the last round, the 8th round, those of us who watch it, he knocked down Tommy Fury. But this is my own judgment. I think that based on the slugging, the punching, everything, that fight should have been 100% won, undisputed for Tommy Fury. But then, you know, after the fight, you see Tommy Fury crying, talking about the body, the shoulder, the weight on the shoulder, which is fine. And then Jake Paul came out, and that's an excuse, right? He said he was sick in the last 2 weeks. He had a shoulder issue. That's not an excuse. He's just explaining himself. I think that's an excuse. He's making an excuse, okay? But it was interesting. What was interesting was the fact that, you know, two very, very unknown boxers could create such a buzz. Now, this is the lesson that I took from it. You can be anything you want to be, even if you're an outsider, if you're willing to work very hard for it and eventually be smart. And I think that's exactly what I learned from it. And moments like this, even though Jake Paul lost, inspires me because I ended 2022 feeling sad that I gave everything that I have to produce Nigerian League matches in the last 8 years and it didn't work. All right. And then I came into January and February 2023. I've already produced 3 games. I didn't have to lobby anybody. I didn't know anybody. Like, oh, man, no man. You know the way you say Nigeria. Nigeria is man, no man. I didn't know nobody. I didn't lobby. I didn't send a proposal to anybody. I was done. I mean, let me shock you guys. I was actually processing my Schengen visa for myself and my producer so that we go and do a European tour. What we wanted to do was to go to every city where you have a Nigerian player and have a talk to the fans and the player, the coaches if possible, their teammates, and tell us things about the players. Go to the restaurant where they go to eat. If they have girlfriend or wife, talk to their girlfriend and their wives, and then end up in England and then come back. That was the content we have planned for this year. But then the league happened. It was a dream that I had, and I couldn't turn it down. I mean, who does that? It wasn't profitable for me. It wasn't profitable, but it was great. And after the fact that my son was really sick and it wouldn't make sense if I just jump on a plane and start going to pursue my own jolly life, right? So, but dreams do come true. That's one of the things that I need everybody to understand, especially in this election period that we're in, that everybody's feeling like, oh, if this person don't win, the country goes scatter. Nigeria not go scatter. I'm telling you, one thing I know is countries that have too many rich people, they scatter. There are too many rich people in Nigeria. There's so many possibilities for people who never get money to make money. Nigeria not go scatter. There could be pockets of fights here and there, quarrel here and there, abuses on social media. After 2-3 months, by the time it comes to May 29th, whoever wins will be sworn in, and then the journey of hope, expectation, and managing whatever we have will continue. But for now, as the results are coming, this is my own appeal. Do not take it too personal. Do not start your own jungle justice. Do not go online and begin to post results that you don't have accurate facts about. Wait. If you have a candidate that you support, get in on their team. Reach them on social media. Reach them where you can reach them. Arm them with the facts and figures that you have that they can, put on evidence. Don't come on social media and try to insult people and try to fight. If somebody does not agree with your candidate, then the person is a devil. Nobody is a devil. All of us in Nigeria, all the candidates on the ballot, like I've always said, are eligible to be our president. Anyone win, we would support. I would support anybody that wins. That's the way I say it. Okay. This one comes from Lord Mayor. He said, bros, Spurs assistant coach, they do well, and if they play good football and good lineup for match day. Okay. I think it's gone 4 games now, winning. He did the same thing at Inter Milan. We are forgetting that. That Inter Milan team that won the league title, there was a time where Conte was out and this guy stood in, stepped up and did well. The question that a lot of people are already asking is, should Levy fire Conte and put this guy in charge? I've heard that many times, but it doesn't always work well. So, I don't understand why you say 3-handle. Okay, 3-handle for the Carabao Cup, yeah. Lord Mayor, he said, boss, Yerin Odegaard gave Zinchenko the captain ban by his decision speaks with the unity in the Arsenal dressing room. Yeah, was good. It's good, but this celebration of Ukraine, to me, this is my own position. Celebration of Ukraine don't make sense to me. It's a war that could have been avoided. It's a war that is needless. There's not going to be a day where Ukraine will win Russia. And it's just the fact that Russia doesn't really want to destroy Ukraine. That day will not come. Zelensky, my problem with Zelensky is, you want to fight Russia, yes. Why are you calling people? If you know, so you know if you fight, end the bloody war. End the bloody war. Sometimes people should know their place in society and stay there. I love to drive a Ferrari right now, but I don't have. I love a private jet. I love a Gulfstream G650 right now. I don't have. That's why Paul in the Bible said, I have learned to be abound and to be amazed. Okay? You must stay your space. Don't just fight to call the people. Hey, when I come home, nobody is coming nowhere. So every time they bring out this Ukraine campaign, whether it's in the World Cup, whether it's in the Premier League, I'm indifferent. The action by the Arsenal players was good. I mean, like you said, speaks to the unity of the team. It's fantastic. But the war in Ukraine, that's over 10 million people that are displaced right now, homeless, struggling to stay with other people. People who have their own home, over 10 million people. And that's the reason why when we talk about, oh, Nigeria, no. Look at the countries that are surrounding us first. Look at the countries that are surrounding us. There is none that can feed us. There's none that can take care of us. So we don't have like a Poland, a Germany, Austria, around us. We have people that are taking our crumbs. People that are using wine bottle till they buy our fuel. I want to set our country on fire. They will come and go be refugees for Benin Republic, Togo, Ghana. Hey. I beg. Let's not even think about it so that it doesn't become a problem. But we've come to the end of the show today. It's been a good show. I wasn't expecting a turnout on the show today. Come on, election. Everybody's focusing on the election. I wasn't expecting anybody to even be on the show. The fact that you guys are here speaks a whole lot to you guys, the love that you guys have for us. Thank you very much. I don't take it for granted. Please, if you've not subscribed to our YouTube channel, do want to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Stay with us for your support. Means a whole lot. Jake Paul is Jake Paul because of 20 million people. We could also have our own 20 million people. And honestly speaking, somebody asked me, I think it was 2 weeks ago, somebody called me and asked me, Edafe, what will you do if you have 20 million subscribers on your YouTube channel? And I said, so there are subscribers and then there are active. So if if I have 20 million active subscribers, hold me by this. I would, the way Sky Sports have the broadcast rights of the English Premier League, alongside BBC, ITV, BT Sports, now Amazon have come in, Paramount have also come in. I would either exclusively own the broadcast rights of the Nigerian Premier League, that is if I can produce all 10 games every weekend, or I would propose to the league. I don't even need to get to 20 million. If I get 10 million subscribers on my YouTube channel, I'll propose to the league and say, I cannot produce all your matches, but I can produce 4 or 3 games every weekend. And for that, I want to pay whatever it is, the competitive rate. So whatever the rate, whatever Super Sports will pay, whatever any brand will pay, I'm willing to pay for those 4 games every weekend. So do your schedule, give me any 4 games. I will send my crew there, we'll produce, broadcast, stream it, and also give you a whole lot of behind the scene. And I'll pay for it. It's not like, oh, let's do it for free. When money comes, we'll see what we can do. I will pay for it. The guy's like, are you sure? I say, yes. So that's one challenge there that is just hanging in the air. I hope that I'm able to get to that number, and then we'll come back and have the conversation. You know how it is. It is easy to promise you something when you don't have a say. If I win the lottery, I will buy you a car. Wait till you win the lottery first, okay? So for me, it is wait till you get to 20 million subscribers and see if you can do it. But I think I can anyway, and I think I will. I'm just going to keep working and see how it gets there, because to be very fair, I'm very passionate about Nigerian football, and I think that I can contribute to make it a better league. And right now, I'm not playing, I'm not coaching, but I'm in media. That's what I can give, and give opportunity for other people to be part of the league, to benefit from. When I say benefit, let me explain that a bit, because people, when you mention the word benefit, people always like, okay, what's the benefit? When we went to Jos, it was 30 people who took there. We went to 30 people who took there. We flew 30 people there, and then we employed about 6 or 7 people to work with us again on the ground, and that provided money. Some people work one whole month and get paid 30,000, 50,000. So think about it now. When we go for a game, it is just a 48-hour, maximum 72 hours, but 48 hours, right? In 48 hours, the minimum anybody earns from working with us is 50,000. The minimum, and that's like people who just run line. So the 100,000, 150, 250, up to 400K, right? So you can see that if we do that like every week, it now becomes something that runs every week. We definitely will provide it. Let's say, for instance, we'll do 4 games in a month, right? Because people always ask, where's the profit in Nigerian football? If we do that in a month, the person who earns 400K for one game, and we do 4 games, would have earned 1.6 million in a month. Question I ask you is, how many people in Nigeria today earn 1.6 million in a month? The person that earns 100,000 would have earned 400K in a month. The person that earns 50K would have earned 200K in a month. And they're not working every day. They're just working maximum 48 hours every weekend, right? Or match days, because they could be midweek games. And then they go back to live their normal lives. So that's how it affects the ecosystem. When in Jaws, we bought over 62 packs of bottled water for 2 days, right? In Benin, similar, about 50 plus mineral, plus snacks and food, hotel bills, and the rest. So you look at all of that, how these things really affect the ecosystem. If we get it right, it provides a broad. And remember, this is 1 game. So let's say we're doing 4 games. 4 games, you have that same number multiplied by 4. So say 1 game, let's peg it at 30. 1 game, we're using 30 crew members, right? Or 35 crew members. So 2 games, we'll use 70. 3 games, 4 games, we use 140. How many people can guarantee that kind of workforce on a weekly basis? 140 people if we're doing 4 games. But if we're doing 10 games, for instance, like, okay, it gets to the point where we're doing 10 games, we're talking about 3,500 people every weekend, every match day, to make sure you get this thing done. You know, see how the league is really what pushing for, and that's where I am. You're always begging for subscribers. Let's get this thing going. Let's push it as best as we can. Well, having said that, thank you very much for your patience. Thank you for your time on my show. I really don't take it for granted. I appreciate it. The Peculiar said just joining, but then we're running up. The show runs from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. and it's time for us to go. We'll be 10:01 a.m. right now. My name is Edafe Matthew. So you love to come to Legota on the Sports. It's been the Sports Buffet on the Legota TV radio. God bless you. Have for yourself a wonderful day. Stay away from violence. Stop arguing with people who are not worth it. The election is going on. The people who invested their money, resources into it are counting their numbers. Some will win, some will lose. We knew that from the beginning. Not everybody will win. Somebody will win, and then the others will lose, and they find out that things to do as they continue life. Yeah, like Bareness said when he was interviewed after he voted in the said every time he had lost, he had gone to the Supreme Court, and then eventually now he's happy that he's not going to be part of that process again. So let's not just think that it's on the streets or fighting ourselves that the result can change if we want to change it. God bless you and have yourself a wonderful day. Bye-bye.
Hello, everybody. What's up, people? My name is Timmy Dakolo, and you're listening to Elegbete TV Radio. Stay tuned.
Mesdemoiselles, mesdames et messieurs, je vous dis bonsoir.